Welcome to Comedy 101.
101.
Are we recording? I
We're,
don't think we're recording. Are we, Dean?
we are recording
Oh,
already.
we are. Okay, sorry.
Welcome to Comedy 101, people. We are invisible with my partner because why, Mr. Bob? Why we are invisible?
Because I'm up by the moon.
Yes, we
I'm
are
hanging out on the
revealing.
moon. Did you know that? There's things on the
Yes,
moon. I'm hanging out up
yes,
there. It looks like the
definitely.
moon. Where I'm gonna look out my window here.
You
I'm.
can see the moon.
I
I
can.
love that.
Well, I'm right next to a giant hole in the ground,
Oh wow,
and there's a giant
interesting.
crane out my window, and they're
Mm-hmm.
doing some construction. Oh
Mm-hmm.
my, there's everything's lit up out here. Oh goodness.
Nice.
Yeah.
People, if you are following us on our conspiracy theory, Mr. Bob is one of the alien.
Exactly.
One of the DNA of Mr. Bob is 1% alien. That's why he can survive in
Yeah,
the moon without oxygen.
at least 1%, maybe more.
25%. Let's do 25%, partner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe. It's like,
Yes. Why?
people, if they do those 23andMe and they find out they have Cro-Magnon DNA. Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I've got alien
25%.
DNA. Yeah.
Oh
I'm,
my.
I'm
Oh
like, oh
my.
my God, I did that, and I'm like, goodness gracious. I don't think they're
Yes.
supposed to tell you that.
It's a secret. It says you're
Yeah,
revealing
that's yeah.
conspiracy theory.
They're not supposed to tell you you got alien DNA. They're just supposed to,
I
you
like
know,
to have a DNA of an alien. Don't you think?
yeah.
Why
I don't
not?
know. Well, you can become invisible.
Like you.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness. How to have a DNA like you, partner? A DNA,
Well,
a alien
alien.
DNA.
I get
Yes.
well.
How we
Luck
do
of the
that?
draw. You got your parents, and then you got to have the right parents, and then you got to have the
Uh-huh.
right circumstance. Funny
Mm.
thing, my brother, no alien DNA. Go figure.
Mm. Oh, so you are the only one. You are
Yeah.
the lucky
Somehow
one.
something happened between him being born and me being born, so
Oh wow.
we're different.
Something wrong with it.
We're
Probably when
different.
you yes, when your parents doing you together, there is what they call moonlight start, or there is a confusion in the universe, like sparkling uh, earthquake
Yeah,
in the
maybe,
universe,
maybe,
A- and then some of the sperm is contaminated with that sparkling,
maybe it
sparkling.
got radiated. A radiation.
Yes.
Man,
Are we talking about Fantastic Four?
yeah. So we were in a solar radiation storm. The
Solar radiation.
I should have got some snacks when I went out to dinner tonight. I don't have any snacks here.
You should go to the bar and take some.
Yeah, I should have gotten something at the gas station or something. I
Mhm.
realized I don't. I was just looking around. I have a little water here, and I'm like, gosh, it would be nice if I had a snack, but I have nothing. The moon is very barren. There's nothing up here.
You need to have one partner.
You can't
I
pop
know.
out. You can't pop out to
Yeah.
the 7-Eleven and get yourself some good snacks on the moon. You
Mhm.
could see it. It's just
Oh
not one
yes.
around.
So yeah, it's in develop that you have sooner or later in the moon you have a 7-Eleven or
Right.
store 24/7, right?
Yeah. What's the big store up in Canada like 7-Eleven? I'm sure you have your own brand of that.
7-Eleven they don't have. 7-Eleven we do have,
Oh, you do not
but
have
the
that? What do
rest
you have?
they have. Yeah, we don't have like 7-Eleven.
AM PM, one of those AM PMs.
PM, yes, yes,
All
AM.
right.
I think they have like, I cannot recall, but everywhere I see is 7-Eleven. So
Yeah. Well, now down
I
here
think
where
it
I'm at,
dominate.
well, when I'm not
It
on the
dominate.
moon, I should say,
Mm-hmm.
we have Quick Trip. Quick Trip.
Where? Quick trip.
Yeah, we're in St. Louis.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Okay. And then,
Yeah, and we have Quick Trip, and we have Casey's. Casey's is the other
oh,
big convenience store
mm-hmm.
in my area. But so you have the AM PM. What else do you have there?
We do have. It's not a convenience store. Subway is not convenience store,
No,
right?
Subway's not a convenience store. They have those
It's,
everywhere.
yes, it's just
No,
like
like it's
the
like a gas station, and you can go in and you can get something to drink or some
uh.
snacks or something like.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, we do have, but
have you ever been
generic
to a uh have you ever been to a Bucky's?
package. No, what is
No,
all that?
that's like that is the um mega mart of convenience stores. They're mostly down in the southern United States. Bucky's have 100 gas pumps,
Oh wow.
and then you can get they have where you can get barbecue inside the store. Meat.
Barbecue.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and they're huge. They're like bigger, like they're big as a Walmart. They're just giant. It's crazy. We went
Mm-hmm.
to one down in Georgia, and my
Uh,
wife hated it. She was so angry. She didn't want to be in there. It's just so many people. It's just crazy.
busy.
Hmm.
Mm. Oh
Yeah.
my.
There's one near where I live called Wally's. That's kind of the Bucky's ripoff. And actually, I have made a video about that. You can go look at that out there
Oh,
somewhere.
oh wow.
Yeah, it's been a while, but maybe about 3 or 4 years. But yeah, there's Wally's. But that's not what we are going to talk about today. I don't know how we got on this topic.
Wally.
No, we were going to talk about millennial comedy. So comedy from the point of view of millennials, which
What's a
you and I are.
millennial?
We're not millennials. You're not a millennial,
No,
are you?
no,
Yeah, me
no.
neither. What would you call yourself? Like,
Millennial.
you're a millennial? No, you're not a millennial.
I know. I think I'm not millennials. It's what after the
So
baby boomers and
I'm a
then
Gen
what
X. I'm a Gen
Gen
X.
X.
Is that what you
Gen X.
are?
I think Gen X. Yes, I'm
Yeah,
a Gen
okay.
X.
You're a Gen Xer, just like me. So yeah, so millennial is and that's not even the youngest, right? So millennial is kind of the
Mm-hmm.
kids that are in their
Thirties.
mid 20s and 30s and so forth at this point. So
Mm-hmm. At this point, yes.
so I thought we'd talk a little bit about millennial comedy. It spins off of our we had a believe it or not, folks, we had a movie 101 review
Mm-hmm.
about a millennial comedy movie. I know that comes as
Okay.
a surprise to people. What? You're going to talk about something that's related to something that you've already talked about? Oh my gosh.
We recycle people. Come on. Everything is going to be recycled,
So,
right?
millennial comedy is no longer about the bit, it's about the perspective, right? So, it's about your
Mm.
perspective on what's happening as opposed to just doing something funny as a bit. That anyone could do. It has to be something that you have done. And the crazy thing, Daniel,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a millennial, but over at Static Radio, we very much have the millennial comedy aspect because it's always about our perspective. We
Okay.
talk about things that happen to us and we tell funny stories about things that happen to us. And so that's totally a millennial comedy perspective. But we're not millennials, so go figure.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Because
well, because we're old. We're old as millennials.
we are old. No, we are old, Mr. Bob. We want to hang on there to that. think that you are like a millennial.
Well, I'm just well. The funny thing is everybody makes up all this stuff, but the reality is you're just trying to be yourself, you know, and
Yeah.
being yourself crosses any kind of um, lines that are drawn by the rule makers of society that say, oh well, baby boomers are dumb and don't want to learn new things, and Gen Xers are
Mhm.
cranky all the time and angry at the world, and that all that's just people making, they're trying to draw lines, but the realities are that everybody is themselves, and so everything crosses over. So everything comes, you know, all generations cross over. It's just some of them grew up with stuff and some of them didn't. That's basically the whole thing. So you can briefly trace the evolution from Comedy Central's golden era from 2010 to 2015 to the
Oh
current
wow.
landscape of serialized authenticity. Serialized
Mm.
authenticity. So 88%
Sure.
of millennials still define their identity primarily through their sense of humor. Can you believe that?
Oh my God.
I don't believe it either, Daniel. So
Yes.
I think that's a bunch of hooey. You ever hear
Mm-hmm.
that word before? Hooey? That's like probably a
Hooey.
baby boomer word.
Yes. Hooey.
Hmm.
True. It's not a
You probably
millennial.
never said hooey until just right now.
And then
have
the
you
millennial
have
will
you
be
ever said
evolved.
hooey?
Hooey, no. This is my first time to say it.
Yeah, I thought
Hooey.
so.
Who
I
are
thought
you? It's
hooey.
like that.
Yeah, a bunch of what is that? So,
Mm.
so we used to have cringe comedy, and I like cringe comedy, and we haven't really gone into that, but just briefly, what cringe comedy is would be, you're telling stories that make other people kind of are repellent to them, right?
Mm.
So
Mhm.
it makes it very cringy to hear, and you're like, ooh, but it's also kind of funny. And I think
Mhm.
kind of the king of cringe comedy would be Ricky Gervais. If you follow The Office or any of that original Office, even the American Office, but Ricky Gervais made The Office over in the UK first, is very much the cringe comedy where people are saying they're doing the wrong things all the time and getting caught. And in Ricky Gervais' Office version, his character doesn't realize that doesn't necessarily realize that he's being against the norm. And so it's
Mhm.
cringy because he doesn't even know that he's being a goofball, and everybody kind of like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he did that. But we're kind of they're past that now. So millennials, they're not really into cringe comedy anymore. Um, but because now it's a badge of honor for them to have these cringy stories as opposed to using it as a weapon. It's more like, yeah, this happened, and it was fine. Um, it's fine to be awkward. It's fine to be honest and not say things
Yeah.
that you don't understand and
Mhm.
misinterpret things and so forth. It's okay now, as opposed to back then you would make fun of the person who didn't know something or was constantly making a fool of themselves.
Mhm.
We're also at a post irony, the sincerity pivot. So I think one of my favorite things about comedy is the irony of it all, right? So if you
Yes.
can juxtapose two things and see the irony in it, and that's a Gen X thing, right? They always say that's a Gen X. The irony thing is Gen X through and through. They love, as a Gen Xer, you love the irony of juxtaposing, things between to make the irony be so much more an example, right?
Mhm.
And so but they're more sincere, and I always say that young people today are horribly or overly sincere. They're so sincere that to me it's cringy.
Yes, certainly. I agree with you, partner. I'm cracking up. It's true.
They're always worried about everything.
Yeah.
Everybody's, oh my gosh, there's nothing funnier than when something happens to somebody like and this is the America's Funniest Home Videos aspect of it. When people fall down or the dog runs them over. I mean, they get hurt, but not so badly that they have to go to the hospital. But it's more of a prideful hurt because something happened, as opposed to an actual injury. And I think that is, to me, is one of the. You always laugh when stuff like that happens. And but there, instead of going, you slipped and fell, and it's funny because you look like an idiot doing it. They're like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And they kind
Hmm.
of pull all the comedy out of it. It's just like, gosh, don't be so worried about them. They're okay. It was funny that when they fell, they got ice cream all over their face.
What is this? Millennial comedy.
Millennial kind of overly sincere. Oh, no one can fall and get hurt. I mean, it happens every day. People fall and get
True.
hurt, and if you happen to see it, sometimes it's really funny to see it.
Hmm.
The other thing is the work-life meme, industrial complex stuff. So the shift from party humor to burnout humor. So they're always working, and I can't take it anymore. This is
It's
part
too
of the.
much.
Yeah, it's too much. This is part of what was in the movie Drugstore June that you and I talked about on Movie 101 Review. Was
Hmm.
she's working in a drugstore and hates it, but she's still there and is doing the bare minimum, right? So she's all burnt out,
Hmm.
even though, to be honest, being a clerk in a drugstore is not a severely difficult profession.
True.
So burning out from that even seems more ridiculous, doesn't
Yes, definitely. Yes.
it? I mean, how many people can't stand around the cash register for a few hours and take people's money? I don't know.
Mm.
It seems like it's pretty easy gig. Although, with self checkout these days, that's not going to be a job anymore. Do
True.
you
Yeah.
ever do the self checkout, Daniel?
Yes. Every now and then, I use self checkout because it's more easier, more convenient, and
Hmm.
no hassle.
No hassle at all. Exactly. I love the self checkout. I was
Mm.
surprised. I was flying recently. I was surprised at the in the airports, they always have those Hudson newsstands. Have you ever seen those?
Uh-huh.
And where you
Hmm.
can go oddly enough, get some snacks,
Ah.
which I wish I would have done earlier today. Get some snacks, and then you can get magazines and things to read on the plane. Uh, Self checkout at the airport at the Hudson News. I could not believe it. I could not believe in that environment they're allowing people to self checkout, because you think that would be the best time for people to steal stuff,
True.
because the prices are so inflated. I
Mm.
paid. What did I do? I was at the airport recently. I paid, I think, um, $10 for some
For.
Pringles and a drink.
Oh my.
It's outrageous. I should have
Inflated.
just. It
Yeah.
was self checkout. I should have just stole it. It would
That's what
cost me
happened on Walmart.
nothing. Cost me
Yeah.
nothing. I could have just walked right out. No one was paying attention. They have
Hmm.
one person working, and they had, I think, three or four self checkout areas. I could have just grabbed my stuff and walked out the and been down to the other end of the concourse, got on my plane and took off, and no one would have been the wiser.
Mm.
I think we're
Yeah.
gonna. I know. I don't want people to get in
How about the
trouble.
CCTV? CCTV.
Oh, you think they got cameras everywhere?
Yeah.
Well, I'll just have to. Well, There's a show we're doing called Magic 101,
That's
and
why you,
we'll teach you.
that's why you're invisible today, because you're
That's right.
invisible.
I'm going to show you how you can secretly steal some Pringles and a soda at the Hudson News at the airport and get it for free.
I'll give you the
Um,
secret. Hocus pocus.
so yeah, no, I was just like, I couldn't believe it. I paid like almost $10. It wasn't quite 10. It's never fully $10. But I paid $10 for a drink and some
Pringles.
Pringles to eat while I was waiting on my plane. So,
But normally, but normally, how much is that, Mr. Bob?
oh
Just
my
like
gosh,
$7.
even at the gas station, you could get that for like $6 or $5.
All of it.
At the grocery store, it would be even less.
Oh my, oh my. Like
We're talking U.S. dollars here, Daniel, not
mhm,
Canadian.
US
So
dollar. Yes, you're more higher, right?
yeah, you guys, it would be like $15 or something for you.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
You have to pay that penalty for being Canadian.
Tariff, tariff.
That's right. The dreaded Pringles tariff that they force upon you. Um,
I think 100% tariff because Trump is mad to Canada.
so back to our topic du jour here. So the millennials have the middle child syndrome, right? So we're Gen X, you and I, and then Gen Z is the younger kids, and
Hmm.
uh, so millennials are in the middle. They're stuck in the middle. So where Gen X might have Seinfeldian irony, and Gen Z might have absurdist non sequiturs, millennials have
Hmm.
relatability and social critique. So,
Hmm.
for instance, the skinny jeans versus the middle part wars of the early 20s have evolved into a mutual respect for doom scrolling humor, where people are like looking at Instagram all day and constantly trying to be entertained for 30, 10 seconds at a time.
Hmm.
So but some things did come through. So 30 Rock and Key and Peele are legacy program, legacy comedy that has come through from the past into this generation's comedic purview here. And these specific shows remain the North Star for millennial comic timing and sketch structure for 2026 because it's like how high IQ sketch comedy paved the way for the current wave of creator led episodic series. And I think that's where our friend Drugstore June comes in. The movie we talked about is very much in that vein of those shows where it shows it very much kind of uh, it apes those
Movie.
type of shows. 30 Rock and Key and
Uh-huh.
Peele is very much in that vein of humor. So
Yeah.
the other the other thing is common millennial tropes, Doggo talk, Harry Potter references, and why they're now considered vintage. They also make up a bunch of words here. Chiogi era. I don't even know what that means. Do you have any ideas?
No.
I
It's
don't
Yogi
either.
era.
Yeah,
What the
Chiogi
hell?
era. I have no idea. But they grew up with these things, and so now that they're getting older, Harry Potter himself is almost 40 years old. Daniel Radcliffe, who played Harry
Oh my
Potter.
God. So fast.
So that's they're and that's what they grew up with. So they you know they still like it, obviously, just
Hmm.
like we still like our stuff. So the
Yes.
algorithm versus the stand-up, move away from viral one-offs to serialized content with 60 to 90-second shows on social media is a big thing for millennials. And the live renaissance, while millennials are driving the massive growth of in real life stand-up ticket sales to over $900 million this year as an
Oh
escape
wow.
from the digital saturation. So they're the ones who are pulling us back away from the digital aspect of things and back into uh, being in real life, which is funny because most of the people who are doing the live shows were the people who were online. So it's
Mm.
YouTube stars and Instagram stars are doing these live tours now that people will go out and see. So that's kind of interesting.
Yes.
Um,
Interesting.
AI comedy, table stakes versus human touch. Here in 2026, AI generated captions and edits are standard. And so AI comedy comes out to, is everywhere, constant.
Oh wow.
That's why human flub, stutters, and unpolished delivery are the new premium content. So they want things that are raw. They don't want to have things to be so polished. That's why people love us, Daniel. We're not very polished.
Yes, definitely. We are the best.
We're totally unpolished. We stumble through everything. We were stumbling all night tonight
Yes,
because I
definitely.
was having so many technical problems.
But partner, I think there's another kind of genre of generation. It's alpha, beta, or something.
Oh, that's the must be the new one. Yeah, those are
Hmm.
they don't count yet.
We didn't count yet, yeah, because
No, they're
it's
not
still
old enough.
beginning.
They can't drive yet, so we don't care.
Yes, it's still in the tadpole. I'm looking forward for that generation. I don't know what's that generation mean for us.
So yeah, exactly. The other thing for millennial comedians is diversity is the default, right? So
Mm,
were they comparing the edgy 2000s and the consciousness of 2020s? Millennial comedians like Hassan Minhaj and Joe Brand successfully integrated social justice into comedy without losing the funny part. So we're not a homogenized cast anymore, right? So Friends, all a bunch of white people. Seinfeld, all a bunch of white people. Now, diversity rules the day. So we have people from all different, nationalities and backgrounds in our comedy now, as opposed to in the past where, a lot of it was very very much Western European people. So, and I think that's fantastic. So that's one of those things that
fantastic indeed.
is good for everybody to be represented in things where in the past they weren't, and they didn't really worry about it. I love there was a interview with Jerry Seinfeld
Mm,
because his show was very white, a lot of white people, and they're like, uh, they did have people of color and people of different nationalities on the show, but Jerry's defense was, it has to be funny, and so I don't know that that's really a good defense because, you know, think he's saying most of the time that other people aren't funny, but maybe I don't think it was intentionally what he said, but that's what it kind of came out as. Because he did have other, people on there of color, but none of them were regular cast members. They all just were visiting for an episode or so. So
mm.
the future comedy as a survival language, essentialisms, using humor to process climate, anxiety, economic instability, and the post-truth era.
Mm.
Psychology, laughter as release valve rather than just entertainment. And you and I were just talking about the fact that at the moment that we're recording this, big problems over in Iran, right?
Mm, yes.
With like war. And so
Third World
they're
Tour.
talking about, yeah, they're talking about how comedy is becoming the release valve for all these tensions, be it the fact that the Earth's heating up or the fact that we're going to war on a whim these days where stuff's happening. We invade Venezuela and now Iran, and we're trying to make light of that because everything becomes so tense and overbearing, right? So, mm.
Hmm, interesting. I like it.
Mm.
Baron.
So, in conclusion, millennial comedy has moved from look at me being weird to look at us surviving this together.
Oh,
Oh, look
oh,
at that. Daniel, we're surviving. We're survivors.
surviving. Of course, through thick and thin. Why
But
not?
but we can't we still can't get good snacks at the airport for cheap.
You should have bring your own snack. Okay,
Bring
next
your
time.
own, there you go. Bring your own snacks. That
Yes.
would, well, they won't let you do that at the airport, Daniel,
Oh
unfortunately.
yes, when you screen it.
That's
I think water
right.
only. I think water only, but food,
but
yes.
but not a lot of water. You can't have a bunch of
Yes.
water. You only can have the minimal amount of water. It's like, what do you
Three
expect people
liters.
to do? My
1 liter.
goodness,
1 liters.
Yeah, not even. Yeah, I don't even think you can have a liter.
Mm,
It's just
because of
ridiculous.
I think that just because of 911. Yeah, 911, not 911. The 11. In September
Well,
11.
911 as
Yeah.
well.
Okay.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
yeah. So
terrific.
whenever you so now you got to remember all these millennials are all worried about stuff, and this is a way
Mm-hmm.
for them to cope with it.
Yes. And burnout. I'm burning out. Oh my
I'm burning
goodness.
out. Yeah, right. How am I gonna work? How am I gonna
How can I
live?
survive?
I'm suffocating here.
I'm burning out. Oh my goodness. Just your job is just only standing and what? Receiving money, changing money, and
That's
you're
right.
burning out
Exactly. You're burning. Oh my gosh! Will this ever end? Why do
already.
people keep coming in for cold medicine?
Mm-mm.
That's the
Yes.
question.
Big question. Well, Mr. Bob, would you like to plug in something?
Sure. Listen to the best in millennial humor here at
Yes.
Comedy 101, or you can also catch me at Static Radio talking about things that have happened to me.
Yes. Just like, what is Mondo Frico? Mr.
Mondo
Bob?
Frico, that's a whole other thing, Daniel.
A lot of things. Wow.
I
It's
know.
the world. Mondo is world, right?
Are you
Habla
peeking at the
español.
are you peeking at the website again here?
Yes, I saw it.
Mondo
Mondo
Frico kind of
Frico.
that's actually more in line with the conspiracy.
Mm, just like you put together comedy and conspiracy theory.
That's right,
Ah,
exactly.
my goodness. Mondo, I think it's world for Spanish, right? Mondo Spanish. And
Mondo,
free.
Frico is just whoever's behind the counter at the drugstore.
Oh, okay. I got it, Mr. Well, nice one, Mr. Bob. Nice one. Thank you for being on my co-host on Comedy 101. People, please listen to our podcast with Mr. Bob because we are brewing a lot of podcasts nowadays.
I
Wow,
know.
mysteries 101. Oh,
Yeah,
conspiracy.
everything.
Yeah, so please tune in,
What's the
people.
world coming to? I don't know.
Yes, what the world. We're live on Live 365, people. If you don't like our podcast, or you don't like our live streaming, you can listen to us 365 or Live 365 in the US and Radio Talks in the UK. Please listen and support us. So, Mr. Bob, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Everybody take care and stay warm.
More people. See you soon.